Hello and welcome to tonight's episode of Blood and Song. I am Johnny, your DM, and tonight I am joined by Brad.
Hiya.
Becki. Ryan.
Hello.
Dan.
Hi, I'm always surprised that I'm this early in the list.
Christine.
Hello.
And Sean.
I was like nearly first, and then about a minute ago, I closed down my Zoom by accident because I was trying to close something else that was next to it.
It's all lies.
So I just want to say I was here quite early.
Vivian.
They say save the best to last, don't they? So, you know.
Yes, I like that.
I don't know who says it,
yeah,
but apparently that's
and
it.
also
I
first
do
to
it with my
worst.
food. I save the best bit of my food till last.
John Hitler. So, how's everyone's week been? I hear Ryan's fully 5G.
Yes, I got my second injection. That's not right. Vaccine today. So give it a few days to get some antibodies, and I'll start licking lampposts again. So it's a good.
I thought you were going to say
time
give
around.
it a few days, and the CIA will tune into your frequency.
I mean, to be fair, they're probably tuned in and go, I don't want anything to do with that.
I was going to say, to be fair, he's already on every international watch list available. So.
That's very true. I think because of so many dating apps I'm on, my data is just everywhere in the world. So
it's all the videos of you crying that's weird, mate.
Yeah, it is actually. For some reason, and this is a true story. My friend Kerry, friend of the pod and the show, has a video of me at a gig, really drunk, singing completely out of tune and crying my eyes out. And he quite frequently shows that to people because it's hilarious. So
what are you singing? Your more endearing quality.
Was it like Adele or something though?
It was Enter Shikari. It was Enter Shikari. Good.
Is it like your fairy fire dance? Is that where that comes from?
That fairy fire dance is on point, and I'm still suffering from it. But it's not just the jabs that are giving me bad shoulders. I also went kayaking on the weekend for the first time ever, and by Job, is it a tough thing to do? And I'll tell you what, and I want to give a big thanks and shout out to Taj, because if it wasn't for that pole behind me that he gave me that I've been messing around with, I wouldn't have got the technique down to be able to.
Was it in a river or a little lake or something?
It was in the Thames, so I had the current to deal with.
Yeah,
and,
it's a fast river.
Well, the hardest thing's the sludge, isn't it, in the Thames? Just like past the
and the
shopping
dead
trolleys,
shaking nappies off it and all sorts.
But it was, yeah.
I have a double link to that, Ryan. Number one, my mother-in-law, who is in her 70s, does kayaking and doesn't complain about it. And whatever. Number two is that it's hard that Taj has bought the final present for the group, which I will be showing next week because I was running a little too late to put it on for this week.
Okay.
So it's definitely not a Tesla then.
We got the Model 1. So you've had quite a busy week, haven't you, Dan?
What, sorry?
You've had quite a busy week.
Well, actually, thank you for doubling that down. Yes, I got to record my my charity thing for the India COVID relief, which was insane. It was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic. I spent a whole day working with a whole lot of South Asian and Middle Eastern talent, singing beautifully. And then I got to sit in a recording studio for a day and edit that all down, which was a lot of fun. And I've literally, as we were on stream, just been told that it's going to release out on Thursday. So we can look out for that. And as soon as it is, I'll put it up on our socials and stuff so everyone can follow that through.
We can put it in the description next Monday so that there's a clear link.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's a hugely important thing.
Yeah, we'll mention it again. We'll pop it in chat. All those sort of things next Monday.
Yeah. Thanks, Brad.
Well done.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit worried we might be extending, having to be locked down. It's far worse over there. So, yeah, something to think about.
Definitely is. And well done.
Speaking of Dan,
an actual paladin thing and helping out.
Speaking of Dan mixing and cutting up a track, we've had a few cuts of the hairs, haven't we? A couple of nice.
These good
segues.
Well,
that was good, isn't it? It was.
That
was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had my haircut, and I haven't. The last haircut I had was October 2019.
Wow.
I know. I had it done before Panto, and Panto is ridiculous. So you don't get it done. You don't have a look in at hairdressers until well after that. And then lockdown 1 happened, and then in the summer I was like, Yeah, sure, I'll get it done at some point. And then it'll lockdown 2. And then it was just a bit ridiculous, really. But yeah, so I got it cut quite short to make up for the fact that it might be another 18 months until I get
Yeah,
done
lockdown
again.
3 is just around the corner.
Hey ho.
Say that. Don't say that.
Don't. I'm touching. This is it. Touch wood.
I know. I thought I should.
I did think I
smarten up
jinxed
as
it by
well.
booking the hairdresser's appointment.
Yeah, I was really.
Yes,
it took me
you
3
did.
weeks
Look
to
at
get
you.
one. But I'm glad I did it. Well, my cousin returned from Lithuania yesterday, and I thought, I should make an effort to not look my normal geography teacher self. I'm not a geography teacher, I just look like one. And so, got it fresh, trimmed. She came home and like, hello, I haven't seen you in a long time. Didn't know because she hadn't seen me since with the long hair, so pointless. But she's also just started watching this show. So, hello, Rafi. Tonight is her first time live. Welcome to the madness.
Hi, Rafi.
Hi,
She's
Rafi.
going to be enjoying it. Apparently, especially loves Faeza and Ripper, so I'll do my best to kill them tonight.
What? That
No.
was the deal.
I'm not putting in any effort tonight then.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't like us, what can I say? You must be racist. So just put it out there. So
Yeah, she's as ethnically diverse as me. I think it's very dull. So she and I compare 23andMe all the time. Like, oh wow, we've had a 1.2% change from Gujarati to like Punjabi. Yeah, we have a cool relationship. It's fun. Talking of cool relationships, I have nothing to segue that to.
Ah,
Is there anything else we need to mention?
I was so
Doing
looking
something really
forward to
good.
that.
I know.
Speaking of wonderful relationships, friendships being
Oh
one
wait,
of those
we can hug again!
relationships, we
Damn
can
it, I'm so
hug
close.
again.
It's
Hey,
officially legal to
Can we?
hug.
I just watched a thing today that was like, oh, everyone can hang out now, but don't hug because it transmits.
No,
the
no,
pest.
because you can't see. The thing is, there haven't been enough information. You can't hug face to face. What you got to do, turn someone around, and you got to hug them from behind. And in fact,
I'm
even
sure
better
that's a
yet,
consent problem, but yeah.
better yet, you can
What is
both go.
that?
You can both go back to back and hug like this,
Backwards.
Is
right?
it like the reverse predator?
Yeah, yeah.
So, is
So what
the
you're
way
essentially
to,
saying
like,
is you
say-
can
It's
crack
called-
someone's back, but you're not be able to
Yeah.
No.
hug
When
them.
It's
when
called
you say you
cautious
want-
hugging.
when you
It's
want a
a bit,
hug,
I think.
now instead of holding your hands out, you turn around and show them bum and like wriggle in. Is that when you-
And that's
Like
definitely
buffoons?
not cautious
and the way that you do it is as you turn around, you go boop, 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 and then
Get
Yeah.
consent, everybody. Get
That's the
consent
first.
first.
consent aspect. Is
Yeah,
making the
yeah.
noise of a
If
lorry
you hear
backing
me-
up.
if you hear me boop boop boop, and backing this truck up into you, then you know I'm expecting a warm embrace.
It's true because people are going to be a bit cautious about it. And I saw a thing about a wedding where they're going to have wristbands for the guests, so you can choose like a traffic light system. So you can have red if you're like, no, thank you, I'm not happy for that yet.
Actually,
Amber
very
if
smart.
okay, I'm all right with handshaking. And green if you're like, hug me.
I mean, that should just be a general
Triangle.
life thing, shouldn't it?
Yeah,
It
I think
should
it sounds
be, I
really.
I would
Yeah.
And they
paint
do it
my
for dogs,
body.
don't they? They have different
Yeah.
colour collars to demonstrate like how aggressive or well-behaved dogs are around other people. I honestly think people should wear them.
If this becomes a thing,
professionals.
I will paint my body green.
I mean, you'd do that anyway, right? Don't pretend like.
Yeah, you're just looking for an excuse anyway. Any excuse.
True. I'm so lonely.
Talking of excuses, this is an excuse to plug Sirenscape, who do our sounds.
Good. But I don't think you should give Sirenscape the best like link you've done so far. I think do you know what I mean?
It's
That
a low
wasn't-
bar.
that wasn't-
It's
that
a
wasn't.
low bar.
the best
Um,
today. The best
No,
today.
no, no.
Because
I
Epic
think
Games do need
even
Epic
Ryan's
sound.
was better.
Oh
So
no,
Ryan's much
I
better.
agree.
We're
I'm just
glossing
saying
over it,
Johnny's
mate.
the best one.
Sirenscape, because Epic Games need Epic sound, so you can check out the links in our description to see which sound sets we use in our campaign. Talking of the campaign, if there's nothing left, if people want to chat tonight, right, but they don't have the fancy Twitch installed, maybe they're watching on the YouTube and they'd like to leave us some love, where could they leave us love?
You can find us at Blood Song Party on Twitter or Blood and Song at Facebook and Instagram as well. We've also got a Reddit community /Blood and Song, and we've also got nothing else because we're waiting for you to tell us what is the next piece of social media we should get.
TikTok. We need a Blood and Song
Not doing that.
TikTok. Somebody dancing around in the nuds,
Yes,
but
we-
basically like with a hot pants on or whatever, like just
That
doing
would
some
just be
dances.
Ryan.
Thanks for
Doesn't that
volunteering
just
for that,
mean?
Sean.
Yeah, that
Great.
just means someone needs to put TikTok on Ryan going about his daily life.
Yeah, I know all the dances. It's fine.
And with that, let's cut to the show! Hello and welcome back. So let's have a recap. With Ignis Day, you have descended into what you thought was a cave system that turned out to be an intricate dungeon, exploring and finding tales of an age long past, finding long abandoned traps, mysterious ooze-based creatures, and avoiding what's technically known as an Indiana Jones. And as you descended further, you managed to find a secret passage destroyed by the boulder, a wall destroyed by the boulder, and you crept through. And you managed to find your way to 3 intricately linked corridors, one of which held chains, a skeleton, and a diary. Another held a room filled with screaming black sludge. And the third had a figure, chained and hanging, white skin, white eyes, long white hair, white wings, decrepit, ribcage showing, and as you walked in, Lak had walked up and spoken in Celestial, and the creature had responded in Celestial. My name is Kelana Ombasriel, and I hope you are here to kill me. And that's where we're going to be picking up. If you don't speak Celestial, so who does speak Celestial? Can I just get a quick shout of hand? So that's 6, Lak.
6.
What did that thing say?
It's inquiring about why we're here, and I just pull my sword out and lay it as a walking stick almost, but I want to keep it out of its scabbard.
I don't speak Celestial.
Okay, so it is only Lak and 6 at the moment who can understand the creature. Okay.
Oh, well, he's asking why we're here. We, found some. We wanted to get some treasure, and we were like walking through the town, and I was like, hey, let's do an adventure, and there's some Ignis. It's like, I've actually forgotten why we're here. What are we here for?
I think you're here to cure the plague, no?
Oh yeah. So basically, 2 chains or whatever your name is, right? We've basically got we've got to come here, help cure a plague, and yeah, that's why we're here.
So the creature, Lak, is
Sorry.
as it looks up and it hears Ripper talking, it's just looking and looks back at you and says, I do not understand these words.
My
Why?
humblest apologies. They speak only the common tongue.
Common tongue. This is the common tongue, no? You and I are speaking it.
It's our common tongue.
Hmm.
Please let me just inform them. And he turns over his shoulder and says, okay, everyone, he can't speak our language. I think he might have been down here quite some time. Let me find out. I'll try and translate, but it's quite complicated and it has some flowery language, so a bit quadrical. And
Takum,
for politeness' sake, I'm going to have to talk to him and only him just for now.
Black, do you think he'd like some tea? Would that
I'll
help?
ask him. The last thing he said
Okay.
was, "Are we here to kill him?" So maybe not tea,
Oh,
but I'll check.
okay.
And he turns back and my humblest apologies. They understand the situation now. Why do you think we're here to kill you?
I did not think. I just hope.
Why is this?
Pain. I am in so much pain for so long. I wish just for the end now.
Is there anything apart from killing you that might relieve this pain? Can we take you out of here?
Who did this to you? It sort of interjects just a little bit.
So the creature, Kelana, looks up at you and says, another who speaks a civilized tongue. To everyone else, as you're hearing this, their language sounds a little like kind of this mixture between these very smooth kind of Lord of the Rings elvy sounds and kind of quite harsh, kind of verging on Arabic sounds.
Lak seems to have a dialect of it where he sings. It doesn't feel like it's spoken. Because because he mostly learnt it from his mum, and like in like nursery rhymes, but singing like that. So he's learnt Celestial through. So most of his stuff is sung.
So, like, even to you in 6, hearing this voice, it's like when we read Victorian novels. It's familiar, but some of the syntax and some of the phrasing is a little archaic.
Yeah, it takes time. Yeah.
He says, "Who else? The trickster."
Who is this trickster?
You do not know. Has so much been lost in all this time that you no longer know the gods.
You may have to forgive me because I've been confused by all the pictures around here because they don't necessarily tally up to the gods we know.
What do you mean the gods you know? The gods are the gods.
Brother, can you help me out here?
Well, is this a tomb? What is this place? Is it your home?
It is not for me. This is a prison. I was one of the gods.
Okay.
What brings a man?
Black can quickly turn around and say, "He's claiming he's one of the gods, everyone." So,
No, the gods.
Oh, the
Sorry,
gods.
That was Johnny doing that voice.
It's hard. It's the same
Yes.
word. God, gods. in
God,
Celestial.
God. It is God.
Yes. Gods of the gods. Okay.
Were you guarding
I-
something from staying in or being kept out?
I was sent here by my lord, LRL. He bade me to guard Belion.
Billion.
Now, if we are to free you from your coil, could you answer some questions? Bellion, is he... I'm starting to think that these pictures... Remember, brother... And he's still talking in the dialect. Remember, brother, Seed told us about perhaps there was Bellion and the trickster god that we know are one? Could that be the findings of the... And he flips through his book and tries to
Does
look at some
Bellion
of the
have another
pictures, right?
name? We know a god called Lurian.
As you say that, make an insight check.
Okay.
He is a god not often spoken of, this Lurian. Perhaps
for
there is a
Christ's
reason why.
sake.
Oh! Nat 20, 24.
Oh, good.
DC of 13 on this one. You see, as you say, Lurian, anger just cross his face. He says, "No, Belion and Lurian are not the same. Lurian is a god of lies, the trickster. Belion, she was the Lady of Night, the Night Mother."
Okay, and Bellion did this to you?
No,
Lurian did this to you.
did this to me.
Okay.
I was set here to guard Belion by LRL, Lord of Justice.
Okay. Can we help at least?
All I have hoped for so long is my own ends.
How do
Brother, this is not the first time. You can, at some point, you can look away if you like. This is not the first time I've had to put a prisoner out of their misery. But first, I think we should understand why this Bellion was under guard. For what reason? Good or bad was this person needing personal guard?
The Lord of Justice imprisoned her for her crimes when the darkness came and the voidscape rose. She helped create a sickness. She gave form to the void, and for her crimes, the gods captured her, and she was imprisoned. I guarded her for
Where
hundreds of years.
is she now?
Lurian came, claiming he was there on behalf of Aramis, the Lord of Justice's brother. And he looks around to the skeletons that you see. Says, "He did this to us. He freed her.
While Lack's hearing this, he's reached down to the box and he's tried to stick his fingers into the box gently to touch the shard. While Six is taking the sort of interrogation or the lead on the interviewing.
Brother, did he say sickness? Is that what he said? What was the word he used in
I think he
Celestial?
said
I'm a little
sickness,
rusty
plague,
compared to
plague, sickness, like darkness, sickness,
darkness,
plague.
sickness. And then
That sounds
Six
similar.
translates it into darkness and sickness in common to try and sort of approach everybody else in the group. We think we might have found the connection. I don't quite yet understand it. And then he will relay some of all of what they've just discussed.
What was the God of Justice's name again? Sorry.
L-R-L. E-L apostrophe A-R-E-L.
So, but wait, we never got taught that Aramis had a brother.
Six will translate this to the
Or has even.
to the man.
Kelanar turns to you. Looks at Ripper. He looks at him as he speaks, although he still speaks only in Celestial, and says, "It seems much has been forgotten in this time. There are many gods, but some considered themselves higher than others, and Lurien led them to betray us."
Do the other gods know of this betrayal?
I don't know. I was captured here, chained to this wall, where I have been for 9 by 9 by 9 by 9 cycles.
Did he? Wait, is he a god? I'm confused.
He's a god.
He is a god.
God.
The dialect in Celestial is kind of it's difficult to understand. He is a god. He was betrayed.
Right.
For were you put here by Lurien, or were you put here for your crimes of allowing Lurien to pass? May I
was
ask?
put here by Lurien. He entered, pretending to be here on a task from his brother. And he charmed us. And the things he made us do, he fed us to the void. He chained me to the wall and left, and I have been here ever since.
Forgive me, I don't know the translation exactly, but your soul, what will happen to your soul if we kill you?
I do not understand. I'm sorry. This word is strange to me.
Where will you go after you die?
I do not understand. I am here. Once I am gone, I am gone.
You have no essence.
This is just a slight above the table question.
Hmm.
Would we recognise any? Would there be any literature against angels or anything like that or people with wings or characters with wings? Is there any kind of lore about those kind of figures?
I would say Faeza, with the state of Zawati, you could make a history check at disadvantage.
Could
For
I
everyone
check,
else,
check
the law.
anything?
Well, the law for you guys is there are 7 gods, and that is all.
Okay.
Oh, that's all right.
At disadvantage.
I got my lowest score was 15. I rolled 18 and then 15, so got 21 with my modifier.
No, it's not quite high enough. There's nothing you can remember with a 21.
What?
Old
Okay.
stuff. It's been
Good
there
Lord,
for over
what do you see?
7,000 years. While Six has been talking, I've touched the shard and I'm trying to reach out because there was a voice that I heard in a graveyard a long time ago, and I want to reach out and ask, is it true?
As you reach out, you see Kelanar's eyes shoot over to you. What do you have there? Tell me it survived.
I have something that this man back here tells me is ether.
And at that point, you see Ignis kind of appearing round the back, going, "Hey, how you doing? Nice wings, eh?" Aether. Yes. We called it the Devagana soul. It was the very fabric of reality itself. It is what is used to bind me to this prison. And bind... well, it was used to bind Belial. I do not know what has happened to her.
Could I use to
Six is
unbind
translating
you?
this to everybody as this is
Okay.
going. Sorry.
Could I use this to unbind you?
Yes. Yes, you could. I had not even imagined such a thing.
What will you do if we unbind you? What will happen to you? Is
Well-
your body strong enough to live? What will you do?
I could live. I would seek to help undo the wrong that was done to this world and fulfill my purpose.
Okay, what is your purpose?
To serve the Lord of Justice, to ensure the world is always fair.
Okay. Has Lack heard anything back from the shard? Has he touched
Nothing.
it? Okay.
Brother, what? Sometimes the shard awakens and sometimes you go somewhere else and come back. I'm not comfortable with it, but I have to deal with it.
I'm not entirely comfortable with it myself, but
Yeah.
I'm experimenting and I don't understand it at all.
Do you know what happens when it signifies something to you? Does it, like water on the rods of divining, does it say something to you about where to go, who is good, who is bad?
It doesn't tell me things like that. I thought I heard Mother once, and then I thought I heard another voice another time. I want to hold on to it in case I can hear her voice again. And I think that if I go to the I disappear. I don't know whether she's there. I want to keep hold of it so I can pass between.
You know, yeah, but Mother's dead, brother. You know, she's not anywhere. Not anywhere we know. I know she's special, but she does not live anywhere.
She's not anywhere we know, but this is a place we don't know.
We'll just keep a hold of it anyway, and maybe it will
Will
reveal
using
to
If
us
it can
what
do
it's
good
for.
for this.
you should ask him
being.
if using the shard will use up the shard.
It's a good question. Thank you. Divine being, if I were to use this shard, would I still maintain its integrity, or would it use it up? Oh,
Must forgive me. It is hard to think through this pain.
okay.
Free me that I might answer you a little better after a rest.
Ripper, may I just ask, you have spells, do you not? Can you use some kind of connection to the divine that perhaps I don't understand? Could you assess this being and ensure that if we free him, he will be safe? That it is the right thing to do. And he says it quietly, he's not trying to be secretive, but he says it quietly. It's
Yeah, all right, Gov. I'll give it a go. I'm going to use a divine sense.
Mm-hmm.
These people have been calling it a celestial, so I want to try and use one and identify. Well, I just want to use a charge and see what comes back of this thing.
As you try and tune in to Illuria, feeling the skins of life flowing even in the desecrated, disgusting ground, Kelanar shines like a beacon to you, and the light that shines around him is golden.
Okay.
Lack, do you trust him?
I'm not sure I trust anyone. But if
can
we
you
don't do good
detect-
in this world, then what are we doing, huh?
Do you think he's telling you the truth though? Does he truly serve the God of Judgment? I mean, he's imprisoned here, so.
Well, I can tell you he ain't no fiend, so got that going for us.
Yes, but
That's
even
He
He
serves a
himself
god
is-
one way or another. It depends entirely
Yeah.
which god.
Indeed.
Okay. Faeza, you look like
Use
you're
the
about to
shard,
say
yeah.
something.
Yeah, I was just waiting to let.
Am I here?
Christine
Am
Yeah,
I
sit
back?
here again.
Perhaps if he's in pain, we should try and make a little less in pain.
Claims that if I
What do you
use
think?
the shard, it will help him.
I would just
But
advise
perhaps
that
we
everybody
can start with maybe.
keep their distance from him. We do not know if he has some kind of connection with the plague yet or not.
I
It sounds like he may.
I mean,
Um,
I leave it to. I
Yes.
can't communicate with him, so I leave it to your two's decision. But if you trust him, what he says at least, I think we should help him.
Ignis, you were able to play with this shard and break off bits. Did you break off a bit?
Well, I tried breaking off a few bits there. All I just went pff. After I used them. I kind of used them as spell components. I'm not really sure what the integrity is. To be honest, I'm amazed that your spear actually got a little bit on top and it hasn't disintegrated yet. It seems, I don't know, you say it's almost like, you know how alcohol sometimes burn off, yeah? You leave a little residue. It's a bit like that. I just don't really know how it's working. If I'm honest, things is a fucking mystery to me still.
Faze is going to tug back on the sleeve and just say, how can we bind Bellion if she needs binding if we use this up now? I mean, do we need to use all of the shard for
So I was
this?
hoping to maybe. I once wished for the spear to have some of it on the end, and it did. So, maybe you could
That's-
help. And he sits down and sits cross-legged with the shard, and I'm going to try and focus. And I don't know if anyone can help, like with whatever, but I'm going to try and focus on the idea of like pulling a part of the shard, like I did with the spear, out.
Roll me. Is it? Let's see if anyone else is going to aid.
Can
If someone
I
has something to aid.
I want to take out like a block of incense. This probably wouldn't be the right time to burn it, but I take Black's hands and I sort of rub it on the incense so that as it can sort of help with that.
Faze is going to sit down and set out her little ornaments again and just try and it seems, although I'm very mechanical in mind, it feels like this is quite a celestial object, so maybe some help from the gods would be helpful. I don't know. I don't know how else to help you because the shard is something I've never seen before. So I'll try and do this. And she starts asking for some help from Andra to see if she will help.
Yeah, I can't help you. I know nothing.
Dix is going to watch the prisoner. That's it. Just keep an eye on the prisoner. as it
Faeza and
happens.
Ripper, can you both roll me d8s?
I got a 3.
I got an 8.
Total of 11.
Right.
Lack, can you roll a d100 and minus 11 as you attempt to focus on the shard?
Oh damn! I wanted to roll low.
I rolled a 90,
Okay.
so that's 79 if I'm any good at maths.
Okay. 79. So as you focus in on this shard, doing what you think you did before, feeling the smell of the incense and getting a bit of the earthiness from Faeza's statue. For a moment, you feel a connection to whatever it was before that allowed you to do it, and it flickers and then dissipates with no effect.
Could I use my inspiration to re-roll that?
Of course you can. Roll another d100.
So we're looking for low now, aren't we?
Yes. I will tell you are essentially looking for below your character level. Your character
That's
level
not
of low.
happening. That's not happening with that roll. It's a beautiful roll, but not a good roll for us.
Okay. So again, you focus deeper, trying to push through, and it's almost every other time you focused on this shard, you've kind of seen the skin of reality kind kind of warping out like 1,000 dimensions. This time, as you focus in on the periphery of your vision, black coils just snake and twirl, and you can feel that the corruption you found in this dungeon seems to be having some kind of effect on just everyone's ability to reach outside of the dungeon.
Okay. Everyone, I don't think this is a safe place to be doing anything, really. And without any hesitation, he takes the shard, picks it up, and places it on the Celestial's chest.
Six screams no at the top of his lungs. Absolutely at the top of his lungs with his weapon drawn.
As you do that, everyone sees this flash of blinding white light that causes everyone to have to cover their eyes, especially in the darkness of the dungeon that's only lit by your magical light. And as it pulls back, Lak, you can see through this, holding it together as this light envelops you too, and you see this gaunt figure suddenly, almost like plugging in a phone and having it speed charge, just fill out as the skin stops being sallow and comes back. The eyes, previously a dull kind of British teeth yellowy white, return to a kind of dazzling white. The wings, which had looked kind of broken and battered, flare up, and the shackles that were holding them start to whine, and then pulls his own arms away from the wall, slams them against each other. The shackles just fall off, and just stands down, and then standing above you, a good 10 feet tall, as he rises up. Yes. That is much better, young one. Thank you for your assistance. It will not destroy the shard. This, you will must have to do something much stronger to destroy it. But it is enough to restore me. I thank you for your assistance. What is your name? Ah, Lakrishnu, I remember you telling me. Forgive me. It has been a long time. And he looks over everyone. And then he's going to move his hand, and you start hearing a whispering. Flinks. Welcome, everyone. And suddenly, as far as you're all concerned, he's speaking common. Lak and Six, he's still speaking Celestial.
Hello.
Interesting. Can anybody explain what's going on now?
It's just a mystery of faith, shall we call it, Octavius?
I'll tell you what's going on. My brother is a rash fool. That is what's going on.
I have so many questions.
Lakrishnu falls into a child's pose, arms out, after putting the shard back in the box.
And
what is this? Get up! And he uses his sword to try and get his brother
Faeza
up.
copies Lak.
What is this?
Places down on her knees.
What is this, both of you? What are you doing? Brother, what did they teach you at this monastery?
I'll probably go down to one knee and I'll like pull Octavius down.
I reluctantly go down to one knee.
He looks around at Six and sees Ignis is looking, going, well, I mean, I know I said fighter things, but these got fucking wings. And it kind of makes an attempt at bowing that looks very awkward. Like, Ignis doesn't really do respect, but this is his attempt.
Lak talks out the side of it. Six, just trust me, huh?
I don't like to prostrate in front of people who are likelier to kill us than anything else.
You don't have to prostrate. I'm just comfortable here. You could do at least one knee.
He's gonna
Okay, he
kill
goes
us?
down into.
What did you talk about?
We are negotiating with a power that is unknown. This is ridiculous. But he goes down into a one-kneed stance with the sword, like this, a superhero stance.
Then he turns and looks to Seed.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I would have knelt when everyone else knelt.
Okay. He goes, He turns back to Six after just spending just a second too long looking at Seed. And coming back and says, "Child, there are many things to fear. But the Asimir are not one of them. I am not a god. I serve the day."
What? I didn't hear what you said.
God,
sorry.
God. It's a thing. It's just difficult in this.
It just sounded like arse in the air.
No, I am an Asimir.
It is rude. I know. Sorry.
You know that Asimir could be sometimes it's a Chinelan thing. Maybe Asimir. Maybe you notice that.
That is a
Octavius?
butchering of my tongue.
Sometimes you must butcher something to get a sweeter delight. And now Octavius has the meat of your words. Strange figure of light.
Ripper's gonna stand up and sort of give his staff a little donk and be like, "Can you, if you were a guard, take us to what you were guarding? Because I don't think it's there anymore."
Well, if she is not, then we are all in trouble.
Well, the plague has returned that you mentioned before, which is why we are here in the first place.
If we are to go to the inner sanctum, you must be ready, for she will not have left it unguarded. There is great evil in there. You can, by killing the evil that she leaves, stem the flow of the disease. The host, it is called the host of sins. She creates them, leaves them buried deep, and they host a plague wherever they are. That one is here is testament to this prison. We did our job to contain it, but if you say it has returned, there must be another buried deep somewhere.
Black rises and says, "Winged One, I've traveled here with 5 of my trusted companions, and each one of them is powerful in their own right. We were ready when we came here. We're ready now."
We shall see.
I could do with a little rest, maybe.
Of
just
course,
to-
maybe some of us need a rest. That's
well, you
kind
know,
of undermined my statement there.
actually, more than a little rest, maybe a long rest would be good if we were going to go against something that's as dangerous as this.
He sort of listens up and says, "You can try. I do not think you should tarry here too long. The corruption can start to influence mortal people. The fact I have lost it is only because I served the Devagana for so long. I have a part of their nature in me, not a lot, but enough to leave me here. That's why Lorien left me to suffer."
Sorry, you called the gods,
Devagana.
Thank you.
I have some questions. I think, like Faeza's just in a bit of a awe, really, because she's very convinced that that he's been close to the gods. But the idea that there are more gods, I've lived my whole life and never heard any mentioned, and I've travelled quite far. They may have different names here and there, or different areas of worship dedicated to them, depending on who you talk to and what their lives represent. But you're saying there are way more. More than we know. More than the 7 that we know.
7? No. There are 13.
13?
I never got taught that in Sunday school.
Well, it seems much has been forgotten. I'm not even sure that Rapelom even exists anymore, no.
That doesn't mean anything to me, no.
Ninakani has gone?
Again, nothing.
Ashanti? Plestana?
No.
No.
There's nothing left of our beautiful cities.
It's, most
Well,
likely been like you said, a very, very long time.
His head kind of hangs, and you just see a single golden tear run down his cheek.
Faeza, catch that. Dives in with a vial.
It would be golden water, not literal liquid gold.
Yeah, but I mean an angel's tear. That's
Quick,
gotta be...
make him cry! Make him cry! We'll make me millionaires!
Get an onion! Someone get an onion!
I have heard stories of a Shanti Ra Pelom. It's an ancient, pre-ancient, ancient city. Is that was that? Sometimes the soldiers told stories. That is what the gods are to me. They are stories to help us sleep at night or help us understand the wind, why it blows on a dangerous night, and other things like that.
Safely say they are real now.
Oh no, he's not a god. He's a guard. Remember the dialect. It's.
No, but he serves a god.
Knowing a god exists and seeing a god, though.
Octavius, what do you think I do? What do you think I've been doing, lumbering around here this whole time?
It's a good point, but it's you don't have wings, I'm afraid.
Well, all right. No need to make me feel jealous.
One cannot simply reach out and touch a god.
Might I perhaps you could fill some holes. We tell you the 7 gods we know. Perhaps you can fill in the relationships to extra 6 that we've never heard of, especially if one of them is responsible for this plague that we're trying
we know
to
of
solve.
one, which is Belly.
And although the world may have changed, the cities may have changed, but the spirit of the people is still here, and they do need help. So perhaps we can work something out.
I can tell you, yes, I can tell you of the gods. First came Aluria, the goddess of life. And alongside her, Aramis, god of death, and his brother, Elarel, god of justice. Next, the cursed brother, Lorien, the trickster god. Then, the twin sisters, Belion, Night Mother, Lady of Dusk, and Dawn Daughter, Sicketh. After them was born, and at that moment you hear like a as from outside there's this sudden banging, like clattering of feet. And he looks and goes, "We are not alone. Quick, get whatever arms you have. We need to move."
Okay, 6 gathers up his stuff as fast as possible and gets ready to follow.
Yeah, everybody does.
Right, follow me. And he runs out back into the corridor. I say runs, he strides, and as he's walking, you see kind of white smoke coalescing around him, and then from his previously naked form, it forms into a kind of close-fitting tunic. And you see Ignis lean into Octavius and go, "That is fucking cool. I need to learn that trick."
I didn't realize he was naked.
I mean, I couldn't help it, look, but it's...
I think it was eye level.
Right? I mean, I'm amazed. I'm the greatest wizard in the world, but that was incredible. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, it's literally divine.
Well,
I can hear
just
you.
more evidence for the pile, it seems.
And he's going to stride back out into the corridors. Well, I'll remind you that as the corridor you came out of was quite long. About 30 to 50 feet long, and as he strides out, he hears it and says, no, not this way. And he walks back into the room, past you, up to one of the chains, and then he just kind of grabs it, pulls it off the wall, and brick goes flying. The kind of gold brass bricks fly, and then he holds his hand to the wall, moves it, uttering some more words, and it shimmers revealing a corridor. Quick, this way. And he just starts walking through this darkened corridor.
I
What
didn't
would you
know
like
that
to
was
do?
an option, brother. Just ripping a wall off.
I'm not sure we
Do-
have the strength
Yeah,
for
with
that.
your
Is the
arms, I thought
corridor-
maybe you could.
Does the corridor run parallel to us? So do we have to pick a direction, or does it go straight
So
ahead? of us?
essentially, if you'd come out of the room like this, the corridor is horizontal. This is at the vertical top end of the room, in sort of like an inverse L shape. So you'd come in like that,
Right.
and you'd come in like that, and then this corridor is running up.
Okay.
Christine add into a
Cool.
map.
Thank
that
you.
Doesn't it all add
I
up?
am. I'm trying to. This map's going to be terrible. I'm so looking forward to comparing.
I'm really looking forward to comparing.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
written
posting
more
it on
notes
our
for this
socials when
episode
it's
than
done.
almost all of our previous episodes combined.
It's almost as if this thing isn't being recorded. But yeah,
Who knew? Who knew? So, are we all following? Is anyone doing anything?
I'm following.
Drawing crossbow and following.
So you follow into this secret tunnel that has, again, kind of plain obsidian walls. And as he gets to the end, he puts his hand to the wall, mutters a word, and the bricks twitch and just move back. And you walk out into the room where you'd found the diary previously. The cells were
Oh,
connected.
the one with the table.
Yes. The cells are connected in case we needed to get to another cell without walking through. I'm amazed some of them still work. Now, we have a journey ahead. It is only short, but you need to be warned of what is to come. If Bellion is still in the chamber, sealed, we will be okay. I think Lorien freed her when he came here. In which case we will have to face, I say we, you will have to face whatever she has left. I might be able to do a few small tricks, but I am weak. Ignis says, yeah, no problem, but we got this, like, we're fucking great. You know what I mean? Like,
Well.
I'm pretty great. And with these guys, basically invincible.
We are definitely all great, but we all have also used a lot of our resources. This is
Yeah, but you know, like, he's really old. He'd be really impressed with our new technology, eh? Maybe?
if you say so.
Like, Faeza's got a new tool and that, like, that's really cool. I saw that. Faeza loved it.
Well, I'm ready.
Just let us know. Well, just let us know which room we need to go into.
Well, we've got to head back to the main corridor, and then we must head west until we reach the Hall of Judgment. Past
What
there.
was those things chasing us?
My colleagues and friends.
Well, let's hope you could have beaten them all up when you weren't, like them. So let's hope it works now. Wrestling champ or something like that. I'd take that. Maybe, like some kind of collegiate. What did you guys do in the army per regiment? Like best of the best or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I hope you're the best guard and can fight them all.
We did not have armies until the people came together to face the darkness. We lived at peace. But I will do what I can. If we get to the Hall of Judgment, the armory is next to there, and there may be something left, at least.
Is there
That sounds good to me.
Is there
Does
anything
this
that we
House
should
of
know
Sin
about?
have any
Yes.
weaknesses?
If it is Bellion, no. If it is her spawn, they are not pleased with the essence of the gods. But beware, they are old. This thing has possibly been sealed here as long as it will have grown powerful. It could drive you mad. I do
Probably
not
going
know.
to stink too as well if it ain't been outside in a millennia or something like that. Might even
Well, if
put a
it's
bit of
been
oil on it.
sealed off, actually, then bacteria doesn't have a chance to grow very much.
Oh yeah, then has the plague come through the walls or something like that?
This is not
This is
a
magical.
plague. This is the void, the darkness beyond Aether. It's infested this world, and I am ashamed to say it infested the Night Mother and her sister, and some of the others. But come, time is short. He stands, and as he walks to the door, you hear again that a scuttling noise. He says, "We must move quietly." So we're going to enter a skill check, as this is what I like to call the alien isolation section of this dungeon, as essentially you attempt to sneak.
Then I need a graphic novel to read to hide my eyes while I sit in the same room as Sean when he plays it. True,
That is
true
true.
story.
I played the entire thing, and Ryan watched literally from behind a
To be
comic
fair,
book.
it's
and
a
would...
terrifying game. It's
It
probably
is
the
terrifying,
most
isn't it?
terrifying game I've played in a long time.
This
Let's
is when
see
we
if
were
we can
staying at our
emulate it.
nan's, and I yelled as loud as I could, well, out of shock and fright, and woke my nan up. So that was. So let's hope I don't do that today. I'm not still living with my nan, but yeah, let's hope it's not that terrifying.
So what we're going to do is, as you enter the corridor you've already walked, there is a creature you can hear stalking. What would you like to do to try and assist your party? So
I
everyone's going to get
cast
one roll.
Pass Without Trace. Wait, do I have a spell slot for that? I think I have. It's my only remaining spell slot.
So I will give you that heads up that Kellenar has warned you time is short. So it's your choice for the spell slot.
It's
But
oh
you
no,
know
I
you're
have a
walking
first
into
still. I have a first. I have two. So yeah, I cast Pass
And
Without Trace.
Okay.
So everyone gets a +10 to stealth checks, which in a skill checks, we'll see how Johnny rolls. That's a bit weird.
Okay. Faeza, what would you like to do?
I want to try and make like some kind of distraction.
How are you going to do that?
Tinkering. I've only used one slot for the light that I gave to Seed. To give a non-magical object, like a 6 second long recorded message, or I can get it to emit a non-verbal sound. So I could, which doesn't seem to have a 6 second limit on it, but if I maybe gave got one of my little magical devices with the little wheels, I could perhaps make some footstep noises intermittently and set it on a random path down a passage or something, and maybe that could give us some kind of distraction if
Okay.
sound is what this
Sounds like a tinkering check to me.
as does, doesn't it?
Yeah, Brad, I'm still working out how to roll
Hopefully, it'll be
that
alright.
thing. I'm going to go around everyone else and it'll give me time to cogitate.
Yeah, I
'Cause
did. I spent quite a big slot on it, so
You did, and that has been taken into account. I will adjust accordingly for you. Okay.
It's a shame that Faeza, you creating it on wheels. I was gonna say I can lob it down an alleyway.
I mean, if I make it robust enough, maybe I can make a bouncing ball instead of something with wheels.
I
It
would
just
say
goes
magically
around
you
and-
could totally make something that can withstand the bouncing of being thrown. Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Cool. I
Cool.
think
And then I would just yeet that thing
Okay.
when the time is right. I'll use an athletics check to yeet that thing down the
Okay,
hallway.
athletics check from you, Rye. Faeza, how does that tinkering check go? Remember, you get to add your proficiency.
I got 11.
11. Okay.
Not great. So I've rolled 5, and then I had intelligence +3, and then proficiency +3, so that was 11.
Okay.
Is
Ripper,
it
how do you do on
is it
athletics?
doubled
I think
because
it's
it's a tinkering check?
That should automatically calculate it on
Is
D&D
it what?
Beyond.
Sorry.
Are you rolling on D&D Beyond, or are you doing manual?
Manual.
No, I've always done manual. Me.
Then you
Look.
double your proficiency bonus, so you can add another 3.
Oh, great. 14.
14.
Is that
Okay.
a thing about rolling manually?
No, it's when you for your tinkering, you got expertise in it, haven't you? So you can double. That's absolutely fine.
Oh, sure.
How do you do
Oh,
on that?
okay.
How do you do on your
thank you.
athletics check, Ryan?
Time to yeet. I got a 9.
Okay. Lack 6
Ow.
seed. What are you doing?
Lack is going to try and sneak, but show everyone the sort of the best path to take as well.
Okay, so leading the way and kind of pointing out where to go. Okay. I'll call that a sneak check happily.
You just Sam Fishering on the walls the entire time.
With the pass without a trace, that's 30.
Okay. Right.
Do you think I've also got time to try and fashion some kind of soft leather feet for Toots?
Not at this point, no. You
Just
get
get out the
skill check,
needle.
you get one thing. So, 6 seed. What are you doing?
If we're about to start trying to move through, what I was going to do was get my mage hand out and get the mage hand to walk at the back and basically brush so that there's no trace of our footsteps or anything behind that someone could track us back with.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Okay.
Give him a little brush. I've got a brush in my tools. See, this will help. This will help.
I'm going to call this a deception check because of the nature of what you're trying to do, and with your class, I think that's fair.
That's brilliant.
That
is brilliant.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you there. See?
12.
12, thank you. 6 comes to you.
I think he's. I don't know what this would be, and I'm a bit worried about doing it. But I'd like to get one of my hand axes out, just gently tap it on this strange wall, and try and almost like find a point that, you know, when you sort of hit something and it reverberates somewhere else. I want to try and almost draw the creatures or something off to somewhere else. I want to try and, you know, like how you're tapping walls to find out which bit's got a stud wall on it.
Okay, make a deception check.
I got a natural 1 or a 2.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
With your
Hey,
deception,
you guys
Imagine
all
us.
did really well though. So.
No, the two meatheads of the party have truly not rolled great.
okay. So,
While we're moving,
I need Toots to make a stealth check.
Okay.
He gets a +10.
plus 10.
Uh-oh.
It's a +10.
Yeah.
Just choke her out. It'll be fine.
I want to sort of
Just
whisper
carry her on your back like a Mel Gibson.
very
do very well.
quietly to Kelanar. What are we hiding from? I don't.
Pray that you don't find out. Octavius, I have decided. Can you make me an Arcana check?
An Arcana can be nature because I'm casting nature spells.
Nope. Arcana, but you can have a +10 because you did use a spell slot, and I know it's been used for a couple other people on stealth, but I'm going to completely ignore any rules and decide you can have it.
I rolled a 4 for Toots, so +10.
14.
So
Okay.
14.
I get +10. You said.
Yeah.
Okay. -1 is a 12.
Oh, this is looking interesting. Right, hang on. Let me do some maths. Let's say.
Maths.
Okay. Essentially, what I've done is I've said a collective total rather than just a skill check, like
Okay.
wins or losses. And what I will reveal basically, Ignis is going to attempt to do something. He needs an 18 for you to succeed with some of those low rolls. It's possible.
Ooh.
I would say him being a wizard, he's going to try and do something clever. So Ignis is going to look and go, right, well, you've got to move quietly. What have I got left in my skills? I can't do that. No, I'm out of that. I can't do that either. Man, I can really do the sleep, you guys. Okay. I got the one idea. He is going to attempt to cast Thaumaturgy in the opposite direction that Ripper yeets the rock, so that there are competing sound sources. So he's going to make an Arcana check, which he has a pretty good bonus.
I feel like it's the monster's going to use like triangulation from all the different noises we're making.
Okay.
What's the face, Johnny?
Okay. Interesting.
Rolled a 3.
What did he get? What did he get?
So here's what happens.
Oh God.
As Gelenar walks forward, he says, "Follow me," and he strides off silently down the hall. Lack starts to follow, not attempting to keep up with the stride, but just watching for the places and moving sinuously and smoothly, kind of pointing out silently behind him, almost turning around, walking backwards at some points, and then turning back. Seed starts sneaking. Faeza passes the object to Ripper. Ripper squeezes it, and a noise starts coming out. And Ripper, kind of in panic, throws it. And it's one of those throws that's a really good throw, but it just kind of bounces off a few too many walls and ends up dropping kind of down about 20 feet away from you. You kind of panic, start moving. Six, in response, decides to look around and just kind of whacks a wall, hoping that there's going to be a sweet spot. And it just kind of rings like a bell as Seed's mage hand's furiously scrubbing out any footsteps. Ignis, at this point, decides to cast Thaumaturgy, but starts laughing during the casting with a natural 1.
No.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And you just hear the Thaumaturgy go off essentially right by Ripper's ear.
Oh!
And the scuttling gets
Jesus.
louder.
Oh no.
And we'll find out what happens after break.
No.
Oh God. Like boo.
We will see you soon, folks. We'll be back soon. Have a nice break. back. So, before break, you spoke to Kellenar. Lack decided to free him. And you've heard something in the hallways. He's led you through some secret passages. Back into one of the side corridors by the prisons. And you heard the creature coming closer, whatever this strange noise is. You were tempted to throw magical sounding stones, throw speeches, brush out the tracks, stealth through, find something in the walls that might distract them. And instead, the creature grows closer. I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, nice. Oh, I don't know why that's not done that.
As I'm just going to change up the music whilst you're rolling.
This is unbearable.
I'm just feeling really bad. I just got this image of how that all went wrong, and it's something like a mix between Faulty Towers.
Oh, it's hilarious.
And like Mighty Boosh. With people just going, what?
I was laughing the entire description of the events.
Me too.
So, there we go. Okay, I think it's this one. Village of Barovia. Yeah. Thank you, Sirenscape, for your wonderful sounds. If your online player could be a little bit more responsive, that would be the best. It is amazing, though. I'm not going to knock it. Except I just did. So, let's have your initiative rolls, please. Anyone over 20, I will roll for Ignis.
24.
Okay.
24 casual.
I'm so glad I turned that down slightly before we started the music.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Anyone over 15?
Yes, 20 for Ripper.
Faeza?
Got 17.
6.
18.
Okay, so Ripper 6. Hype the initiative today.
Yeah, I know. I expected to be first, and then everybody else rolled like kick-ass rolls as well, which is good because I have a bit more time to think about what I'm going to do.
I didn't roll it when it mattered, but we got it for the initiative.
Yeah, exactly.
Very true.
Well, maybe some of us.
Oh dear. Okay then, over 10.
13.
How'd you do, Brad?
I got a 7.
Oh. Not the worst. Not the worst.
Ignis not having a good day.
No, Ignis did okay.
Okay.
Kellenar's very tired.
He's old. Got old.
It's alright.
Okay.
Just one more level of exhaustion will kill him.
Possibly. So, as you begin your flight, you try your techniques and you can hear this creature getting closer. Kellenar turns to you and says, "Run." Lack, you're up. What do you do?
I guess I do.
Are you going to use your full movement?
Well, no, because I want to wait for my teammates. So I will move. I will do my move, which is enough to move most people's double move, and then I'll ready my spear in case I see something that's going to attack.
Okay. So you're moving 60?
50, only 50.
50. You got only 50 on the move at the moment. Cool, monks. Okay. Ripper, you're up. 6, you're on deck.
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to move, and I will use my move and an action to get up to 50 feet, so I'm shoulder to shoulder with Lack.
Okay. 6.
You're muted.
You're muted.
So we don't know where they're coming from yet. I assume they're coming from behind us, but we don't actually know. We haven't encountered them yet.
You can hear the noise kind of echoing off the chambers, essentially.
Yeah, okay, I'll use my full... can I use my boots of striding to spring sort of as close to Lack as possible?
With a run up, easily. Yeah, you easily make it 50 feet.
And then I sort of do the come on sort of thing, like
Okay.
maybe a help. Can I? Oh no, yeah, because that's an action, isn't it? Can I do something like a help action maybe for someone, if someone rolls low, does badly, maybe I can sort of get them past me fast or something?
So, to just paint a picture for you three, as you are the furthest forward, with your 50 feet, you have essentially come to the end already of the tunnel you are in, and of the corridor you're in, and this is the bit where it veers sharply off to your left. So immediately to your right now, you can hear and see the door where before you had found the writhing black room. That is now to your right. So you are now, for want of kind of thinking overhead of the map, you're now headed south back towards where you know the tunnel turns off left to where you had found Kelenar, and it came to a T-junction in front of that you had not yet explored.
Okay.
Which way do we go?
Okay. So you're readying a help action of some kind, depending on what people do.
Yeah, if somebody stumbles or if somebody is like you're left behind or something like that.
Because it's quite a woolly thing, we'll see what happens. If it's a perfectly reasonable thing for you to do, absolutely fine. If it's like they stumble 20 meters behind you, perhaps not. But if they get up to you, yes. Or close, within 10 feet of you, you'll be able to do that. Ignis is next. And in his flashy red clothes, he's gonna look and go, wait, fuck this, and just start legging it towards you. He is going to double move, and he's gonna do that thing where he kind of squeezes past you, excuse me guys, and just kind of switches round the corner, so he is into the long corridor using all 60 feet of his movement. At this point, behind you, a dark...
This whole episode is worth it for just that, Johnny.
Thank you.
Just saying.
A dark head
The music
appears.
fit perfectly there as well.
So
Plans,
I just
mate. In a minute, a dark head appears, bursting through the room you were just in. It barely fits through the doorway. First thing you see is black smoke roiling out of the room, and then a claw that looks leathery. Talons grip one side, and then through the other side, talons gripping, and then through them, tentacles gripping the sides. And then this head pushes through. You see a long snout, smoke billowing back over it like blackness. The skin, smoke, burning purple eyes, and veins of kind of a sickly greenish purple running across it. The head and the arms fill up the entire corridor, and you can see the brickwork cracking as this thing pulls itself in, pulls back, and is going to attempt to bite.
It's just
Octavius.
me? Yeah, I'm the only person
Is-
left.
Still there. And with their plus,
500.
this is close. This is really close. 14.
I've got 18 AC.
Oh,
You're right then.
Ooh.
It,
why aren't you up the front more?
I am usually.
And basically, you see this gaping maw coming towards you, snapping at your body. And as it opens, you see inside, like pulling apart black mucus, these darkened obsidian
venom.
teeth snap out at you. And you manage to pull yourself back. That is the creature's turn. Faeza, you are up. Seed, you're on deck.
I had a held action that if someone attacked one of my mates, I was going to throw my spear at him. So
You did?
if that's okay to do that.
You can.
It'll be
Yes.
a disadvantage because it's over 20 foot away.
Yes.
Which button is that? That one. It's unlike. That's not right because there's disadvantage. Has it showed it up? 14 to hit. That's probably not hit.
Misses. So as you throw your spear forward, you can all hear the ring that it normally has as it flies into the darkness. And as this creature pulled back into the smoke after attempting to bite Octavius, you just see the spear disappear into the darkness.
not gonna lie, I was a
See
little
it.
bit put off by the amount of appendages and extra bits that creature had. So
We've all had that experience. And then a flash of light, the smoke and the darkness briefly illuminated. The spear back in your hands, you glance to the end, and it's clean.
didn't get it.
Faeza, you're up.
So let me just clarify. So he's coming out of the thing.
The door essentially where you
Angel.
guys have just
Yeah, I
run
forgot
out
his
of.
name. Yeah. So I can't remember his name. Angel chap. Sorry,
Kellenar.
just calling him that. Kellenar. Thank you. He's turned left, so he's going up towards
Yes.
the old.
So
cell. Is
essentially,
that right?
Kellenar
And
has
then-
turned
so we're
left.
coming up to the T
Ignis
junction.
is just behind him,
Okay.
and you are all still on the straight bits. So essentially,
Okay,
you've all
cool.
left the room
So,
just outside.
So we're heading into areas unknown. Fair play.
Essentially, you are currently 50 feet
Faeza's-
behind Lack, Ripper, and Six.
Yes. If I use a dash, that's going to double my movement, isn't it? So
It will.
My movement's 12.
Well, I would also say that you can jump on Toots as your action, and then you can use Toots' movement, remember?
Yes, I might do that. So I'll jump onto Toots, and Toots will. Can you do a semi dash so she can catch up to Lax?
As you're using your action, yeah, I'm going to allow it. It's probably not in the rules, but I'll totally allow
So
it.
I like her to keep level or try and keep level with Lax. if possible.
Okay. I mean,
Um,
Toots is fast.
and,
Easily make the 50 feet, yeah.
Cool. And then just say to Lack, because you asked about Faeza which way. This we don't know this way. My map doesn't cover this way. Left or right? We just pick one. Let's see. It's hopefully Kalnar or no. And that'll do. Oh, that's her action. I know.
Okay. Seed, you're up. Octavius, you're on deck.
Okay, so I'd like to use my movement to follow.
Yep.
But then turn to shoot.
So you're going to use 30 feet of movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 30 feet of movement and then turn and shoot, which I've got such a long range on that I don't think there'd be a problem with
No,
position
you'll
for
be
that.
okay.
16.
So as you pull back, fire a shot, and you see Seed turn, and the arrow whistles into the darkness. You hear a ka-ding. Doesn't sound like it hit. Or rather, it hit and bounced off something.
Sure. Yeah, I won't use my bonus action on this turn, so that's me.
Okay. Octavius, you are up.
How big is the hallway?
So these hallways are a little bit bigger than some of the earlier ones, because remember it had got smaller where the boulder was. And
10
that was
foot
opened
taller,
up.
bigger?
They are 10 foot tall, yeah.
Okay, cool. I want to shift into a warhorse.
Okay. Well, you said it would never happen.
Yeah, which has 60 feet of movement.
Yes, Ripper, ride him. Oh wait, no, you don't have to, do you? You've got your mate, haven't you?
Not down here.
Not down here.
Down here.
And I'm gonna
There's
catch
always
up
us.
with Lack. Now, rule
Okay.
of cool: can anybody
Yeah.
jump on my back while I run past them? Or
Well,
Seed's
can I
30
use
feet,
my held
only
action
30 feet in
to-
front of me.
Can I get the
So-
slowest person
But
onto the back of the horse?
everybody wants a bit of it.
'Cause I
Everyone
don't-
wants to jump on the back
I'm
of
fast, right? So I don't need
Okay.
to get on. But with my help action, can I get the slowest person
I'm gonna
on?
rule it like this. You sons of bitches. What I'm gonna do is say, as Six, you specifically said you were holding an action to help someone and you're looking back. As Seed stopped to shoot, you shouted, grab Octavius as Octavius goes past. So although you did not physically help Seed on, so your warning gave Seed enough time. They didn't use their bonus action to use their bonus action to
Nice.
jump
Okay,
onto the horse.
if that's okay with,
Okay.
with Becki.
I am going to say, make an athletics check at advantage due to the help action.
Can I?
Which
Can I?
horse?
I imagine as well that Octavius turning into a warhorse is like the warlock summoned horse from World of Warcraft, which has got like a flamed mane
Hey,
to
it's
it.
whatever. What's it like, Octavius?
Yeah, let's go with that. Well, It would be spirit infused, so it would almost be slightly ethereal in appearance, I suppose.
Nice.
Okay, Seed. Athletic check with advantage. How do you do?
20.
Easy enough. So you fire off and then just do a Legolas and just kind of roll onto the warhorse as it skitters down the tunnel.
Roll up and around the neck, impossibly.
Yeah. Absolutely cool. At the end of initiative is Kel Anar, who you see ahead of you. Turn round. So out front now would be Octavius, Ignis, with other people just 10 feet just behind. Turn to him and say, "Quick, come." And then he runs up to the junction using 20 feet of his movement. Is going to look and says, "This way." And he bolts towards, so from your point of view, to the right. So from a top-down point of view, Christine, for your map, going left. But for everyone else, as you're running, turning right. And disappears from sight. That's the top of the round. Lack. You are muted.
I'm going to book it after the angel, which is a phrase I've always wanted to use. So,
Right. You're using full movement?
yeah, sure. That's
So,
100 foot.
100
I'm
foot.
not going to spend a key point to go 150. I think that's a bit much, isn't it? So
A bit much. So with that, you easily managed to travel the about 30 feet down this corridor, turn, and then start just belting down the other corridor, catching up to Kellenar. You're within about 10 feet of him now.
Get moving, everyone.
Okay, is that your turn?
Yeah, can't do much more. Thanks.
Ripper, you're up. 6, you're on deck.
Double movement, 60 feet. Let's just get as far after the lack as possible.
Okay, so you managed to just turn around the bend, and you can get like 20 feet extra, and then you see them quite a way away in the distance, but still in eye shot. 6. Unless you wanted to do anything else, sorry, Ripper.
No, so that was a movement, and
Yeah, that's
because
what
I
I
was
thought.
right on the edge. Someone like 40 feet
Yeah.
away from thingy. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. 6, you're up.
What's happening with Toots? How's Toots doing?
Toots is
Toots
fine.
is booking it.
She's
Okay,
pretty
good.
fast.
Just checking.
Oops.
What about Faeza? Whereabouts is Faeza in this?
On
in this
Toots, I
tunnel?
thought.
Bringing on.
Oh man, I was looking at my character sheet. I missed that bit. I'm going to enjoy re-listening to this bit. That's awesome. It's finally
I
happening.
know everybody just said, "Christine, get on Toots." So I went, okay.
Oh
That's what it
man.
was.
Oh shit! I was paying attention to my sheet. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I guess. Okay, I think I'll do the same thing. I think I'll have to take a leap forward to try and maybe bridge the gap. I don't know whereabouts are you lacking this.
So
chain now?
you've got, just looking at your movement because you jumped, you've got 10 feet extra till the corner,
Mhm.
then 35 feet till the end of that, and then they have disappeared away from that. So at the moment you have no eyes on someone. You'd have to run around the corner to be able to at least see the next stretch.
How wide is it? Can I use that as my run up? Can I use the 10 feet of movement I need to do my springing as like a whoa, and I like get hold of the corner
Like
and do like
parkour?
a.
You want to
drifting
parkour?
round.
I want to parkour around the corner
Make me an
and you
athletics check.
spring off of it like.
Make me
like
an
that.
athletics check.
All right, okay.
Trinity, essentially.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah. Oh no! I got 9 on my athletics. All that armor,
Okay.
innit? All that heavy armor.
It is that heavy armor. So as you run, you do put your foot in the wall, and as you go to boost, the brick underneath it just cracks from your heavy armor, and you do stumble. I'm going to say you can still have your movements,
Okay.
absolutely, but you can't do your speed boost forward, so you're not going to be able
That's
to use
fair.
striding step this time.
No, that's cool. I'll do as much movement as I can, and I whisper to myself, "Fuck off," as I
Nice.
pretend like I did an amazing move.
So
and
that essentially 60 feet gets you round the corner where you were, and gets you right up to the edge of the T-junction. So you can basically just see Ripper disappearing to your right.
ooh, okay, thank God. And as a bonus, I shout, "Which way are you going, Ripper?"
Follow the cape.
Okay, after you is Ignis, who at this stage is basically just running for his life. Oh, it's me, you guys, don't leave me behind! And he is just going to book it 60, and he basically gets level with 6 at the T-junction. from behind you, you hear as rocks break and walls crack, and you can hear this thing pulling itself towards you. And then I need, who is at the back? Octavius and Seed. Not clear to the corner yet. And Faeza and Toots.
Yep.
You are quite a way away.
60 foot.
Make me dexterity saving throws.
As a warhorse, bollocks. I don't think it's got high dex. It hasn't.
You'd think like a horse would just at default level have decent.
I'm going to
dex,
say at your
right?
distance you can have advantage. I will be nice.
Ooh. That didn't help. That was a 13.
Okay.
17.
Faeza?
Hello. Oh, yeah, that's all right. I am going to, because I've never battled on a mount before, so you'll have to bear with me. Can I cast a cantrip or anything from the back of?
Not as a
Toots,
reaction.
or is
It's not your turn yet. It's still the creature's
right.
turn. That's
Oh,
what
it's
I
a
just wanted to
reaction.
know your dexterity saving throw.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise I was doing.
No, that's
I
okay.
Totally was not listening. Dexterity saving throw. That's fine. Oh no, I got 11.
Okay. So, the save was 12.
Okay.
If you have inspiration, Faeza, this is the time to burn it.
Do not have inspiration.
So, if you save,
I
you
do.
take-
I do. One sec before you say that. It didn't matter. Still a 13.
Oh, the
I
DC was 12.
Oh, was it? I
As a-
misheard.
But you can use your inspiration. You can give your inspiration to other people if needed.
Oh, can I?
So, yeah.
Oh, then Faeza take my inspiration.
Okay, so that will be a pass for
Oh,
Faeza
are you
then.
sure?
Yep.
Right.
Thank you.
So I believe that means everyone passes, which will help you. Let me just do some quick maths.
Can I because I've got I'm sure I've got a reaction. Warcaster. Isn't there a reaction spell? I've never used it
If
before.
if so
I can use
if
my. Oh, it's an opportunity account.
opportunity
Yeah.
attack, yeah.
Never mind. Damn. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Carry on.
Okay, sorry, doing some quick maths.
Hmm.
So as you are running, Six, Ripper, and Ignis, you look behind you, and you just see smoke overtake the hallway.
Where'd he come
Behind
from?
you.
He's from a different game.
Get out. And Faeza, Seed, and Octavius, as you're running, Faeza and Seed, who are kind of able to look behind from their mounts, and they say Octavius can't see and neither can Toots, as they are both concentrating on legging it. You see out of the smoke the purple eyes, the snout again rip open with this black mucus dripping, tendrils reaching forth, and suddenly this smoke, foggy smoke, filling the hallway. Anyone who succeeded takes 18 points of necrotic damage.
Oh.
Waiting for that, weren't you, Bradley?
I was. My warhorse is on 1 HP. That was super close. Yeah.
Okay, that is the creature's turn, as it's attempting to pull itself forward, and you can see it's really struggling to move through these hallways. Faeza, it is your turn.
Thank you very much. So again, this is the same question, but at the right time instead of when I'm supposed to be rolling something else.
You can absolutely, if you cast a spell, Toots can take her movement, but she won't get double dash because you're essentially using your action to get. Because she only gets a bonus action thing, doesn't she? Normally, she can move and attack, but she's not a complete NPC. She's part
No.
of your bonus action normally.
Okay.
So you can take double action on Toots to move, or you can do an action and still move using Toots' moving speed.
Okay. I'm going to use my cantrip, Thorn Whip, which I've got a range of 60 feet, so it sounds like he's close. So I'm
Just
gonna
within range,
Just past that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's basically, if I make a melee spell attack, if it hits, he'd take damage.
Oh,
and if
frozen.
He's large or smaller. Good. Oh,
There you
hello.
go, you're back. It's
I'm
okay.
back.
You just have to repeat how much
Oh,
damage
great.
it was
That's
again.
all right then.
It's right. Well, roll
It'll
to
be
hit first.
2d6.
Let's see if it hits.
2d6 damage, so yeah. Okay, cool. Spell attack. Oh no, what's going on with my throws today? I've got 18 actually, so that's not too bad. Does that hit?
Just hits. His AC is 18.
Open that out, that's good. 2d6. That's a 3 and a 5, so that's 8 piercing damage.
Okay. 8 piercing damage. Okay.
Yes.
Good to know. Fantastic. And then you. And then Toots is booking it for
And
what's her
Thorn-
movement speed?
Toots is she's 40 feet.
40 feet. So that's enough to not get you quite up to the T-junction, but round the corner and down most of that corridor. You're about 10 feet back from the T-junction. Seed, you are up. Octavius on deck.
Okay.
So as we're, so the warhorse is still up at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. So in which case I guess I'll just take the opportunity to turn around and fire.
Okay.
As I
Make your
can't
attack roll.
unfortunately do anything else to help you go faster. So
14. As you fire back, you've managed to fire just as this roiling smoke comes out towards you, and the arrow just disintegrates as the smoke comes forward. Do you have second attack? Do you have extra attack? Do I remember someone saying they had extra attack and forgot about it one session? Was that
I-
Faeza, wasn't it?
Sure.
I have extra
I
attack.
have extra
And
attack.
6,
I think,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
the
cool, because you multiclassing, you
multiclassing,
see.
so she didn't
Sorry,
quite
Steve.
get there, I don't think.
So close. Okay. Is that everything you'd like to do? Yep, you are muted, but I see you nodding, so I will take that as an okay. Octavius.
Yeah, full 120 feet of movement.
Okay, and like a cartoon, you manage to steam forwards. The fiery tendrils of your ethereal horse, kind of leaving what I'm going to call Ghost Rider trails.
Not only that,
as
just
frequencies.
billowing through black smoke. That looks
Yes.
fucking cool.
It does. And you see on the brass and gold floor tiles, everyone else can see gold hoof prints that are kind of like fiery golds as these kind of ethereal scorch marks make their way as he cannons down the hall past Six, past Faeza and Toots. Pat jumps over Faeza and Toots and then kind of Tokyo drifts around the corner and drifted
I think we
past.
called it Chinella drifting, didn't we?
Chanella
drifting.
drifting. Yeah. I learned
Chanella
it from
drifting.
Ripper.
Great band. And you managed to make it with your was it 140, you said?
120.
120. I think it was something crazy.
Yeah.
So you are now... You're about 20 feet behind Lack. So you have managed to go past Ripper as well with that movement. That's an insane move. Kalanar, in front of, or level with you, Lack, says, "We are not far now. Come." And then he bolts again. You see him disappearing into the darkness over 100 feet in front of you. That is his turn. Top of the round. Lack, Ripper, you're on deck.
I keep up with him.
Okay. Using your full 100?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So again, as he disappears, you boost forward and you can almost see his glow in the dark. And as you're running past, you see where he's running. Bloop, 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 bloop. Lights are starting to turn on. Just gradually.
That seems familiar. I feel comfortable. This
Ripper.
way, everyone. I found the way.
60 feet of movement, and as I get past Octavius on the horse, I want to use a bonus action to slap him on the butt. Slap
Are
him
you
right in the
sure?
horse rump.
He's on 1 HP.
But
Depends.
it's like a friendly slap, isn't it? You know,
Are you sure?
like the way you would slap a friend on the back of the shoulder that doesn't do damage to them.
Just don't risk it.
Are you sure?
By the way, a horse's instinctual reaction to being slapped on the butt is to kick their leg out. So
Yeah, but I'm doing it as
Unless it likes you, or it's to spur it on, because you can slap a horse on the bum to get it to move fast.
That's only in westerns, I believe, which
Yeah.
are not known for
Untrained
their factual
horses.
accuracy.
Neither's fantasy, to be fair.
Are we
yeah.
in the western part of Chinella?
Ding-dala, ding-dala, ding-dala. I will allow it if
No,
Brad's
I'm
okay
kidding.
with it.
I'm kidding. I'm just going to run past.
It's gonna get kicked. like as a flavour thing.
Right. Okay. Well,
He's a horse as well. Let's not forget that.
it's classic Ripper. I'd assume it's more of a well done. This is really cool pat rather than a.
But yeah, it's like a jock after winning the game, slapping a butt in the locker room, like that.
I'll allow it.
That's changed it somewhat.
Yeah, definitely has.
Good game.
Good game. So
good game,
you can
good
see
game.
Lak and Kelanar in the distance. You're starting to fall a bit behind because they're moving 40 feet faster than you each round, but you can still see them. 6, you are up.
Okay, I'm gonna do the boots of spring and striding. I'm gonna do a little leap.
Yeah.
And because that doesn't take my action,
No.
I'm going to try and do that awesome thing that awesome characters do, where you do a flip, and as you flip, you throw something behind you. So I want to throw a throwing axe behind me, but then land on my feet and keep going. So I want to split the movement essentially.
Okay, so just as
I may.
you can absolutely split your movement. Just to give you a kind of a visual picture, the creature that you are running from has not yet turned the corner. You are about to turn a second corner. So if you think like a Z, you would be 2 corners away from it when you threw it back into an empty corridor.
Oh, okay. So I wouldn't hit anything if I threw it backwards. Okay, well then I'll just parkour off the other corner and whisper parkour.
What's your full movement when you use your jump?
Oh man.
It's in your extras.
It is in my extras. It's in my notes. Yes. Long jump, 60 feet.
Okay. So if you were going to use that twice, you could move 120.
Yeah, I'll try again. I'm trying to catch up to Lak essentially as
Okay.
party leader at this point, I imagine, or as close to it each time he goes.
Okay. So that another 60. So you get around 50, 60. So you managed to leap past Ripper, and not quite as far as Octavius had moved, but you suddenly see full like Hulk style jumping, or like Captain America jumping, just landing and running. Sixsmith.
No, I like that. I'm taking a Hulk from Ang Lee's Hulk film. That kind of jump. I like that.
Nice.
Yeah. Someone's got to represent Ang Lee's Hulk.
Ignis is still just running along behind you going, oh my god, this is getting really tiring now. And he runs 60 feet. You know, he almost catches up to Ripper. He's doing all right. And then it's the creature who is going to just double move as you hear again ripping walls around you. And at this point, Faeza, who is still not quite clear the T-junction, you see the head just and the tentacles and the claws round the corner, but it has used all its movement to get there, so it can do nothing. Faeza, you are up.
I am allowing Toots to book, so she gets 80 foot, basically.
80 feet. So that
I
catches
know.
you all the way up to Ignis and Ripper.
Cool.
Okay, Octavius.
Yes, sir.
What you doing?
I thought Seed was before
Oh,
me.
Seed. Sorry, Seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're still presumably travelling at this point, so
Yep.
yeah, I'm
Checking out the in-flight entertainment.
there's
Okay.
not a lot I can do.
Okay. Octavius then.
Full range of movement again. Getting us
So with your
catching up
120
as much
feet,
as I can.
you now, hold on, let me do some quick maths. That manages to catch you up to Lak and Kalanar now. As you suddenly see Lak running head down, following the light 5 feet behind Kalanar, pulling up alongside you, Seed kind of waving at you as on a fiery horse. Okay, Kalanar.
Oh, sorry, I forgot Seed was on the back. Otherwise, I wouldn't have given it a slap. That doesn't matter.
Kelanar is going to book it again. This time he only runs 60 feet, turns a corner to the right, or Christine, for your map, up north, and you...
On my map's not.
It's fine.
He's going right, it's okay.
And you lose sight of him, Black. We are back to you. What would you like to do?
Keep following that angel. Keep following that blaze of glory.
So you follow all the way and you bust a turn right and you see a giant bronze doorway, essentially. And you see him there, just looking at it, glancing, reading the glyphs, not doing anything. I would say it's your movement to get there.
Have I got enough movement to get there with one move or both?
Yes, you do.
Okay, then with my other move, I'm going to Troy through the air, and just my spear's going to head towards the brush, but just at the very end.
As you do that, you hear but this time the door is so big, it's not just one kind of moving up. You see one part, and then another part, and it's like 3 doors in one, just pull apart, open like this, and it opens to a 30-foot wide triangular arch. So that's your action and your movement. I'm going to say see that then.
Yeah. I'll just
Ripper,
shout,
you're up.
We're here, come on.
Just move it as much as possible.
Okay, so with your 60 feet, you are probably 1 round behind them now. But
Cool.
you can at least, you can see where they've disappeared into. You know, you can make it through that door. The door's probably about 40 foot away from you, so with 60 foot, you would get through the door next turn.
Cool. All right.
Okay. 6, you are up.
Can I see behind me as well if I flip a casual eye over my shoulder?
So again, you are in a long corridor. The creature is currently round the corner on another corridor. But you can see your companions all in the same corridor with you now.
Okay, well that's good. Well, I want to pirouette over them all. I want to do an epic leaping jump and twirl and show some majesty. Maybe I'm trying to compensate, considering we're with some kind of angel or something. So I'm trying to showboat a little bit, glistening and whatnot.
Sounds like an acrobatics check to me.
Yeah. So he's trying to ballet in order to show up an angel.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah, exactly.
Let's have that acrobatics check for the flair.
Such old
You'll move to
16.
distance then.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? 16.
It's cool. Yeah, it's cool enough. It looks a little bit like you're trying, but it still looks cool.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Everyone else can kind of hear him going, parkour! Parkour!
Ballet!
It's just like that bit in New Girl where Schmidt's jumping on all the furniture shouting parkour, which is one of the deepest cuts I've ever made.
Yeah, that's a good one though.
But it does get you up with your leap. Let me just see what you leapt. You leapt 120. So that gets you past Ripper this time. You're essentially standing 10 feet away from the door. Now you can see the door 10 feet. You'll get inside that on your next turn. Ignis is looking and seeing you all running, starting to really get away from him. He's going to look back at the creature that's just around the corner and go, I didn't want to have to do this. And he kind of clicks his finger, disappears, and then reappears right by 6 as he's going to use a spell slot. The creature behind you is going to roll to see if it gets its thing back. It does.
He shouldn't be the slowest then, should he?
And I'm just going to tell you it did 42 points of necrotic damage, but everyone is out of range. So you all just see around the corner this billowing smoke again and tendrils as you see part of the bronzing collapse behind you. And the wall's starting to crack as the snout of the creature appears. That is the creature's turn. Faeza, it is you.
Booking it.
Okay, on 2. So you managed to get, looking at your speed and where you were, you are just up level. Yes, we can. You are level with Ripper. So you are again on your next turn. You can get in. Okay. Seed.
Oh.
You are. Let's see. Oh, Octavius hasn't gone yet. But you, if you wanted to, you can always hold your action until Octavius is gone, because with Octavius's movement, he will get to the door this turn.
From where we are, what can we see?
Currently, you're still looking down a corridor, and there is a doorway down there to the right, of which a light is coming out of. You have seen Lak and Kelanar disappear into that doorway.
Yeah, I'll hold my action to shoot if, when we get so once we can actually see kind of where they've gone, if it looks like there's anything going for them, I'll hold an action to shoot at that point.
Okay, fantastic. Octavius.
So I'm going to use. It would only take me 60 feet, right, to get where they are.
Yes.
Okay. So I use my 60 feet, and then I'll use my action to sort of gently disembark Seed and undo my wild shape.
Okay, and so as you crash into the doorway, you don't quite do a tumble and let go, but you kind of do a kind of legs down,
like
to
a
skid to a stop.
warhorse knee slide.
Yep. I'm going to tell you, see,
Yes,
as you
Bradley.
as you prepared an action, as you slide into the room, darting around, you don't immediately see anything that presents a danger as you come in. Kellarnar is in there, and he looks around, and he runs to the other side of the door, Lack, essentially the inside of the door, and says, "Quick, take the other position. When it comes, we're going to close the door on it."
Okay.
And that's his turn. Back to you, Lack.
I follow the angel's instructions. I mean, it's mad not to, right? If it worked for Mary, it'll work for me. So I stand by the edge of the door and hold my action to shut the door.
Okay. Ripper.
I am gonna get through that door.
You absolutely can. You've got basically 20. If you're double moving, you've got 20 feet of movement to just run around the room a bit, burn off some toddler energy. It will take. It's 40 feet away, so you would have to use a dash to just get in.
That's cool. I'm gonna do that with an extra 20 feet of movement. Just like do some stretching, some post-run stretching. You know, make sure the hammies aren't too tight.
Very important. 6. What would you like to do? You are muted.
Oh, I was unmuted the whole time, so I just muted myself. Can I reach the door where Seed it currently is?
At this point, because it's around a corner, you can't jump in the door. You'll have to run. But with your running movement, you could get into the door with your dash.
Yeah, okay. I'll dash, and then as a bonus, can I maybe just get a throwing axe ready to do
Sure.
the same with Seed if there's something coming along where maybe we can double attack or something.
No problem. Ignis, who is kind of standing there, uses his dash, runs in, and is just leaning over. Oh, bloody hell! I do books. I don't. Give me a minute.
Oh, for a man who loves to burn things, you sure ain't got any fire up, have you?
At this point, it is the
He's
creature's
not burning
turn
any
behind you.
calories, is he? Not on a regular basis if he's getting exhausted about
It
this.
sounds like he's the one getting burnt there.
Ignis will remember that. Just you wait till he gets back to Shade Mantle and sees what you all did to his reputation. At that point, the creature rolled and did not get its ability back. So you hear clawing as it's now just shifting up the hallway. You hear it's actually going to use an action to attempt to essentially shift. Interesting. With we'll find out what happens in a minute. Faeza, your turn.
Looking at it.
So again, you've got enough movement
That's
to
it.
just squeeze in through the door. Off Toots and kind of roll off Toots and be ready. But
Let
that's
everyone
you
in.
literally in with a double dash.
Yep. She's gonna phases. Has all the her oh, what's the word? I'm using it
Scales.
again. Her scales. Thank you. She has all her scales, which has shaped them into a saddle. She sets the back one straight. Faeza flips around in her seat, slides down the tail, and is there, ready with a crossbow.
Lovely. See, do you like inside
Still
a
only
strange
counts
room?
as one.
What would you like to do?
Presumably there's nothing that I can do to help with the door or anything at this point.
What would you like to do?
Well, I mean, 'cause it's huge, isn't it? So there's nothing we could presumably do.
I mean, there's nothing immediately obvious. You could make a insight check. Oh, so you can have that as a free action, just to try and figure out what's going on.
15.
So with 15, you see that Kellarnar and Lack seem to have both sides of the door covered. Your action is whatever you'd like to do in this strange room you're in.
Yeah, I guess the first thing then is to try and work out what else is in the room.
Make a perception check.
11.
So the room is coated in darkness. Even with the magical items you've got with you that extending out, you see that where your magic items light ends, it just goes completely pitch black. You can see that the walls where you're standing seem to be much, much taller. Again, they are arcing in that kind of strange pyramid-like way they have been everywhere, but they are much bigger in here. You seem to be in a very, very large room.
Okay, so I'm assuming that's my action, isn't it, to do?
Yep. You still got a bonus?
Check. I don't think there's a bonus action I can do for now, so that's me.
Okay. Octavius, you are standing in a room.
How big's the room?
You can't currently see without your dark vision. Oh no, you do have dark vision, don't
I do
you?
have.
Yeah, I don't know why I assumed you didn't.
I mean,
So,
could I reasonably summon my spirit in empty space without hitting anyone
oh
with
yeah,
10 foot
easily.
Nova?
There's like
Yeah.
mass. Okay.
So near the door as I can, I summon my spirit.
Okay. The spirit is summoned far enough away to stop anyone hurting. As it flashes, make me a perception check.
Okay. That is a 13.
Okay. You see that the room.
No, wait, 15. Sorry, 15.
Even better. You see that the ceiling goes at least 45 feet up here, and that the room appears to be at least 100 feet long. It's hard to tell because it's a very brief flash, but you get the sense you're in a very large space. That's gonna. Have you got anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'm going to use my bonus action to command it to float up 30 feet above the door.
Okay, it floats up 30 feet above the door.
Yep.
Kelenar is there and says, Hold. Wait, Black. It will be here next turn. Black, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna hold my nerve and hold my action to shut the door on the command.
Okay. Ripper?
I will ready a spell attack, a cantrip. So for when I see it pull around the corner, maybe it's enough to knock it off its thingy.
Okay. 6.
Can I currently see as I'm holding next to? Well, I was holding next to Seed. What can I see? I'm
In the
ready
room?
my axe.
Darkness. Past your dark vision, it extends into darkness. Behind you, an empty doorway where the creature is running or moving down the hall.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna just. If it happens, if I poke my head around, Is everybody still in there?
Everyone is now in the room with you.
Oh,
So
okay.
you
Okay.
entered the doorway. The only thing back out there is the creature, as far as you know.
Oh, I see. Okay. Did you have a plan for this door, Lack, or can I kick it shut?
I don't think it would be kickable to shut it. It's like segmented and like it's not like a door, a hinged door. It's one of the Star Trek doors, isn't it? It's a
Okay,
Star
right.
Trek-
Yeah, it's some sort of angel-based space door.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I throw a throwing axe through there at the creature to see if I can slow it down. I'm not. I mean, as a battle master, I have to think I can aim specifically, but I'm not going to aim at anything.
So you're trying
specific
to
on
aim it in a right angle.
Oh, is it round the corner of this thing?
Bounce it off the wall.
Yeah, I'm
Bank-
going to try.
bank shot.
Yeah, I
Bank
might as
shot.
well.
Go for
yeah,
the
yeah,
bank
yeah,
shot.
Yeah, I might
Make
as
an
well.
attack roll at disadvantage.
Oh, this would be ace if you hit.
Okay, hold on. It's a 15 to hit.
So you just hear as it skitters down the hallway.
Looked good though. Look good, brother. Look good.
Okay, yeah.
Ignis, that's your action.
Yeah. I'll just make sure that I'm not going to move too far away from the party. Just make sure that I'm
Okay.
near enough to.
Ignis is there. Is just going to hold out his hand, still on his knees, And you see a familiar blue orb floating there as he's holding an Aether Shard ready to throw. It is the creature's turn. The growling grows nearer, the screeching grows nearer as it bursts around you. You see the smoke coming, you see a claw reach into the door, then another. Lack, you go to press it, but Kelanar still says, no, not yet, hold, wait for the head. This giant head pushes through, kind of ridged scales going back, purple lines, these glowing purple eyes pulling back this rictus mucus black mouth. And as you see a purple light in its throat beginning to glow, he says, now! And your hold action releases as you push the spear in. You see Kelanar reach into the other side and a similar flash emerge from his hands. And this door closes up, the three triangles moving in a spiral, and there is a growl as it hits the creature. And it seems to be choking. At this point, all of your held actions go off, and it's pelted with spells and arrows. And then there's a snapping sound, and the head just falls to the floor. Before burning up in a purplish smoke, leaving a pile of goo.
Oh, 6, you can kick it. Oh.
And I'm going to say we're going to drop out of initiative just there.
Really smells.
I'll tell you what, the one thing I haven't been able to do since we've entered this dungeon is get some cardio in, right? So I'm not going to lie to you, Kelanar. Like, not bad shout, you know? A couple of, like, runs up and down. I mean, look at you. You keep fit as well. Like, do you, how many, like, crunches do you need to get, what's that, 12 abs?
You're very casual with the divine being there, Ripper. I'm
That
very
has
sorry
not
for
gone
my friend.
unnoticed to me.
Yeah, the divine being that couldn't help us in combat or do anything for us. Yeah, very divine. Listen, guard, I'm worried about going and doing your dirty work for you. If you're going to point us in the direction of a job you should have done and were punished accordingly for it, now you want us to go into this place and fight someone, God knows what, for God's knows what, for...
No, he said he was a guard, not a god. 6.
6, we're trying to
6,
stop
make
plague.
a wisdom saving throw.
We're trying to stop a plague. These things are causing said plague.
15.
You fall to your knees, instantly unable to breathe, as you are held in position, essentially Darth Vader choking on your knees.
I run straight over to the angel and push his hand out the way.
As he's doing this, Kelanar says, mortal, when you speak to those who have walked with the Devakena, talk with respect. I just saved your lives. If you can endure what I've endured and still find a way to protect those, you have a hope of living up of your lineage. But if you ever hope to become like me, you'd better learn respect for your betters. And
Can I speak?
He releases the spell.
Yeah, this is your hero, is it? Yeah? Take a look, everyone. Lack, this is the man you freed? This thing? Who would do this? I don't want to be anything like you. That's
You
what
are
6
welcome to find your own way.
Octavius, this is why you ask him about his physique first, right? You know, you've got to compliment him first, and then you can ask him for stuff.
I mean, usually the best course is to just not speak at all.
Well, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Kelanar, did you say there was like I mean, obviously, like
Ripper,
to
please.
get like a 12 pack like that, you know, like you've got to wear some pretty good armor around it. Did you say there was an armory around here somewhere?
Oh, there was once. I am less inclined, if my aid is not appreciated, if I met with rage and disdain for helping.
Well, look, you know,
Why
it's
should I
like
help you?
6. It's like 6, you know.
No, this is your trouble that we're clearing up for you.
No, not
This
like
plague
not
is
6,
not
but
one
like
of our
6 is the
doing.
one.
This is the plague of your doing and your people. Gods are
Excuse
so
me?
called otherwise. And
Please
we are
stop.
clearing it up. I'm sorry,
stop.
Faeza. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking
No.
to this thing. This thing that,
I know,
that
and
for
stop,
some reason
and
commands
stop.
your respect.
Six. This is important. I hate to interrupt you, and she looks really sheepish, but she's fizzing basically at the same time underneath. No, he has helped us. He saved our lives. Now, no matter what you think he may be, or who you think he may be, his actions have proved that he has helped us. So we must be quiet just for a moment, and then let's find out a little bit more.
You know,
And
I
she
want to
turns-
believe you, but we actually saved him,
Six,
Faeza.
please.
Faeza. Faeza, we saved him. Let us not mince words. We saved him.
Six.
One
And he
life.
This
None
is
of
his
this,
doing.
None of this matters. Right now, we are the only people, right now in this moment, to stop the spread of the plague. Does not matter who saved who, when or where, what happened in the past. Right now, we need to save the people suffering from this void.
Yeah, we shall see. It's hubris to believe that we are the only people who can do something like this.
Well, we're the only people down here at this very moment.
And I believe there is no going back, it seems. Bellion's child has destroyed. The only way is forwards.
Excuse me, Mr. Kellenar. What was that creature? You said it was Bellion's child. Is this the host that you were talking of?
No. No, that was something else. The host will not be quite so large. That is a creature that she created many of. If it is free, I do not have hope for the seal. Those who wish to be heroes, maybe to save their loved ones, you may follow me. Those who wish to cast bile and aspersion, remain here with your anger. The gods have no place for ego, only justice. And just turns and begins to walk.
I'm gonna sort of, you know, where you like get up close to someone like with Six, you're like almost whispering in his ear, and I'm gonna say, I've seen his divine beauty, and I've seen yours, and yours is cleaner than his. Don't live up to who you are supposed to be. And then Rifra's gonna walk off.
And you can see like a sort of you've only seen this form a couple of times before, but you can see almost like a shimmering Loxodon form around Six, as if there is some kind of blood rage that has welled up inside of him.
And I put out the arm to for a gauntlet grab.
Yeah, he'll Six begrudgingly gauntlet grabs, but then afterwards he changes his attitude and at least appears to be more cooperative, visibly and actively more cooperative. But I'm not sure that he's still ready yet to look Faeza or Octavius in the eye. Not yet. He's not ready yet.
I don't know about being a hero, but I need to save my people, and I walk on.
Catch up with the god.
Yes, you can.
So I want to ask, just sort of say, would you mind if I just ask you a question?
Of course.
That thing back there, I don't know whether it's a little hard to say because obviously we were running from it rather than fighting it per se, but it did seem as though beyond what you did, we probably wouldn't have had much chance, you know, conventionally up against it. This thing that we're about to meet, would it be similar in any way? Is there anything that we should know about how to face it?
I do not know what it has become. When I walked free and served my master, Bellion's spawn, the void rats were small, sickly, insidious things, like worms. They burrowed deep, and from them they birthed all kinds of disease. But they were a distraction, a way to weaken towns, populace, hope, so that her children could feast. I would hope that what we have just fought, that is not fighting, that is surviving. What we have survived, let us hope it is the worst thing we find. I would be surprised if her spawn can grow that large.
You have no idea how reassuring it is to hear that.
I sense something in you. What would you know?
The only other thing I was wondering is, so you mentioned the seal.
Yes.
What exactly is the seal?
You will see soon. It is how we kept Bellion's essence from this world.
So, very powerful then.
Quite beyond even me at my best. As long as the seal is intact, we can defeat her spawn and leave. If the seal is broken, she will be long gone, and we have nothing to fear except that the Night Mother is out in the world again, and this is bad. If you do not even remember LRL, what hope is there for the people?
All these pictures that have been along the walls of this place, that's the story, I assume, of the gods you were telling us about, the ones that we weren't familiar with?
It is our tale, yes, the tale of binding. Mostly we have etched the binding runes. You have seen our cuneiform, yes, our writing. The spell has protected this place for as long as I have been bound. I am not the one who wrote it. My arts are not inherently magical. I can do a little. But yes, we told our tale, a tale we thought would endure forever. I guess even our empire crumbled.
I'm sorry to bring this
be
up.
close and hear this as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bring this up, but we've not heard of LRL, your patron, so to speak. Is this one of the 6 that was touched by Void?
No, LRL was never touched. Lorien was touched and tricked the others into thinking my master was. Or so I believe, for why else would I be sealed here? You cannot trust Lorien. He was a snake. He was always a snake.
Just to let you know, there are still echoes of your story. Your story has survived, just not in detail. We have heard of Ondra's sacrifice, of plugging the void, and there are still stories. So don't lose hope.
Thank you, child of Ondra. I can sense her presence on you. She was wise, mighty, a little inflexible, but she was good. And he leans close to you. You should have seen her cakes. Incredible. Actually a very good cook, but...
Oh, okay. Glad you clarified that.
So, as you were walking, you look around you. The ceiling soars up 40 feet, meeting the now familiar off point that resembles the inside of a pyramid. The vaults of the ceiling are decorated with enormous gilded depictions of an owl-headed woman bearing a cloak, a lantern, and holding a black orb in her hands. The floor is mostly crumbled, and remains of what may have once been a mosaic are visible beneath you. Although long destroyed, the pieces of darkened ceramic scattered. Benches, long and made of obsidian, are cracked and fallen, seemingly around an obsidian sphere that is cut diagonally to create a flattened shelf on one side. The sphere is about 20 feet square. The repeating symbols that line the corridor walls transition to the floor, arc around this obsidian pool, running the length of a room. And now that you're following him into the room, you see that they rise up and go into what you now see as another corridor, heading off into the darkness. 20 feet to your right, you can see a shorter corridor with a door at the end. He turns to you, points to the shorter corridor and says, "The armory is this way. With luck, we may find something to aid us there. Come." And are you all following?
Let's gear up.
Ripper pushes his way past everyone.
As you walk down the very short corridor, you come to a room and the door is again locked. He motions to you, Lack.
Feels like he does it a little bit more begrudgingly, just like taps it.
Thank you. I used much of what I had helping you close the door. And as you do, you see a single door slide up. And as you walk in, you see a small room, maybe only 10 feet by 15 feet, constructed from mostly blackened steel and burnished bronze. Inside are racks filled with brittle obsidian blades. He walks in, looks around and says, "These may be good for some of you for a few hits. They're not particularly strong or durable, but they are quite strong. I knew it was here somewhere. Lurian can't have taken it." And you see him just kind of going through piles of weapons because they are just racked up. And he reaches behind, pulls something out, and he pulls out a bronze double-headed glaive that is long, and he holds it, and then he falls to his knee. I am not strong enough. My apologies, but I need to stay and rest. Down the tunnel, you will find the spawn. Good luck. Here, one of you, take this. It may be of some assistance where I cannot. And he's going to hold out the glaive to anyone that reaches for it.
Ripper will step forward, cape slightly billowing. See.
As you go to take it, he doesn't let go, and he just looks you in the eye.
I'd say, for the goodness of Illyria and all the people she represents.
This blade is called LRL's Oath. May it guide you as it guided me for 30 lifetimes. He just lets it go. And that's where we're going to end tonight's show, ladies and gents.
Nice.
So, next time, there's one room left. As far as you know.
Boss battle, boss
Too late, you
battle,
told us
boss.
now.
Boss battle.
You know what's coming.
And then there'll be a fast travel point right
Yeah.
out. Right out. We'll open a door. Oh my god, we didn't
Wait,
realise
right by the
it.
entrance.
We're in a
Yeah,
room.
exactly, yeah, right by the entrance.
We're in a room. Why am I getting like ammunition and weapons and hold on a minute.
The reason I
Maybe.
mentioned, the reason why I said I'm glad you clarified that is because cakes is another word for butt.
Right, did not know that. Thanks, Brad. Brad, there was me being, a mature adult.
No,
I don't know
we can't
what
have
circle
We
that
can't
slang
have
is from, by
maturity.
the way. I don't know what can I just ask where is it? West Indian slang, Southern London
I think it's
slang,
American
is it
slang.
Northern
I
British
think it's
slang?
American slang.
Oh, American
American.
slang's not making its way into Indian adults. Apologies to my American friends. So, well done, folks. Next week we will pick this up and see what's going to happen. If people want to catch up, Rai, where should they catch up?
You can find us wherever you listen to great podcasts. You can find us by searching Blood and Song. We chop up each of these streams into lovely bite-sized chunks for you to give it a listen to. But also you can check out the rewind on Twitch. And also if you go to YouTube and search Blood and Song Erionwel to beat that pesky algorithm. And if actually you can help us beat that pesky algorithm in the future by going to YouTube and liking the video so that they get a
Follow,
little
subscribe,
higher
all
up.
the things you have to do. Click the notification bell. That's what people say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hit that
That's
notification bell, smash the like button.
Be the first to know when we go live, etc.
Yeah.
I can't edit it in, but usually like the camera would shake and pop up.
Yeah.
And make sure you go to our socials and tell us what your word for bite is. No, don't say that. Just come to our socials and let us know what you guys think of this episode. Do you think this boss battle is going to be really tough? Are we even going to make it? Who knows? Let us know. Blood Song Party on Twitter or Blood and Song on Facebook and Instagram.
Thank you very much, Rai. As always, thank you to Foundry VTT and D&D Beyond for letting you lead us. We've given you the Sirenscape plug earlier. Do check out the link if you would like to know all the bits we're using. And other than that, may the Great Mother guide you in all that we do. Have a wonderful week. See you soon.